Welcome to our channel Lightning Vision. Today Mother is going to talk to us about sickness. Welcome, Mother.
Thank you, Natalie.
Mother, when we get sick, well, many people, they feel like they're depressed, they feel like they're being punished for something. So what is your point of view on sickness?
What we have to do is to look at this phenomena from a higher point of view. Because if you just look at the physical plane, you will see that it's just dealing with pain and suffering and all kinds of physical difficulties, all kinds of uncomfortable phenomena that hinder you from a physical point of view. But if you look at that level, you're looking too low. Because in fact, and that is what humanity gradually has to learn or adopt that point of view, sickness has nothing to do with the physical plane. Absolutely nothing. That is the biggest illusion that you can make yourself. Because it's like in a car. If a car has an accident and the body of the car is damaged, well, that is not beautiful. Your car has lost its beauty. But basically it still runs. I mean, it's still working. So that's how you should see sickness. Even if a sickness hinders you in your movements, even if sickness, if you have fever, you're in your bed. But we are talking all the time about the body of the car. It's the layer of ourselves that's at the utmost point of the outside of ourselves. I mean, it has nothing to do with what it's really about. Sickness is nothing else than a moment in your development where two opposite forces are struggling in yourself. And it becomes a physical problem. I won't say a real problem. A physical difficulty. Only because you're not enough aware of this struggle. Nothing else. For the soul, on the level of the soul, physical sickness, hindrance of all kinds of sorts, never is a problem. Never. The only thing that's important for the soul is that the process you're in continues. And you can even say sickness appears in a physical body when the process at that moment encounters a resistance, too big resistance. So in fact you can say sickness appears where the resistance on a psychological level is rather big. The resistance to change, the resistance to become conscious of something in your behavior, in your way of living, in your situation. And so it's a kind of a way to escape for the soul, to put things on the outer level, in the body, so that the process can go on the psychological level. So you can say that when on the psychological level the resistance is, in a relative sense, too big, and there's stagnation, it doesn't work for a moment, then this energy from the soul level escapes to the physical level to make the psychological level turn again, go on. And that is the reason why, in fact, we should not be so much busy with the outer side, with the body. Because the problem is not on that side. It's an enormous illusion. You will say, yes, but you can die. Oh, I will tell you, before you die, that will take a long time. I mean, sicknesses that are really life-threatening are quite rare. I mean, even if you have a very high fever, yes, it happens that somebody with an enormous degree of fever leaves his body. But it's not the majority. I know for humanity, this is a big problem. What I say, that's life-threatening. But from a soul level, it's not. Because the soul only is looking at the process, at your evolution, your development in consciousness. You have to go on evolving, developing yourself, widening your consciousness. You're here to learn. So sickness can be seen as a pupil in a school, and at a certain moment the pupil cannot integrate a kind of a lesson, something he has to learn. He's turning around in circles around a certain subject. He doesn't grasp it, he doesn't understand it. Then sickness appears in the outer body to make this process work again, to make it work out in the consciousness of the human being. Now when you go to the doctor and when you start taking all kinds of pills, the only thing the soul does, and now you will laugh, is trying to go around it as much as possible. Because the soul sees the lower nature, the human being, afraid, I can die, I can have this, it can become worse, my work, all kinds of reasonings, I have to take a week off. That is the problem of the lower nature in us, never the problem of the soul. If you let the soul do its work, I think 80% of our sicknesses will leave the way they have come, with just simple treatment. Not interfering too much. I'm not talking about real chronic diseases that are deep-rooted, or sicknesses that are life-threatening. But that's not the majority. So what's important in sickness is that you understand that this is only the body, only a way for the soul to make the process that's behind it continue, go on again. And the more you're busy with the body, the more you're occupied with those terrible symptoms you see, the less you work on the level you should be working on. And that's the pity. I mean, the more we're busy with our physical body, the least we are busy with what it's all about. And I think that's what should be better understood. That doesn't mean that you cannot take a food bath or some herbs, or even if you want to take a pill, but the soul will she's laughing about that. She tries to escape all that interference that in fact doesn't deal with the problem, the real problem. And then you will see that when you have a sickness, and that's what I will talk about in the next video, when there's a question of sickness or kind of physical hindrance, this always appears in a situation in your life. A situation that already existed before the sickness broke out. And in that situation in your life, there is very probably something you're bumping against. There's resistance, there's something that doesn't work, there is a conflict that doesn't solve itself, there's a person you can't see. There is already some trouble in your life that in fact you don't know how to deal with, or that has been there for some time, or it's quite profound or quite important. And that's what you should deal with. I would say, in half the cases, leave the body alone. Mm-hmm. Because there's in ourselves a life force that can very well deal with the body, but be occupied with you that's in the body. Mm-hmm. And try to link your sickness to what's happening at that moment in your life, and where you have to look at something and try to understand and deepen it out, and solve some kind of difficulty. But on the level where it is, and the body of, as I already said, a small treatment is very often enough.
Thank you so much, that's fascinating. So I cannot wait for the next video. So I hope you enjoy it too, and so we'll see you very soon for Sickness Part 2. So have a good day.
Millions of years have gone by since you put your first steps on the earth. Millions of years have gone by since you first came here to birth. Millions of times you've watched it, things and people passed away. Millions of times you've watched it, nothing ever stayed. How come you still can't give up this illusion? How come you still prefer to dream, dreaming on? When will you wake up to a true light? Dreaming on, your eyes are closed, you do not notice. Dreaming on, and what will make you see? Dream on, a new reality. So many times you've played them, roles in dramas human-made. So many times you've changed them, costumes, scenes and names. Each time again you